Good morning, students. Good morning to all. And last day we have studied about the contents of partnership deed. What are the contents are have to mentioned are included in the partnership deed? Everything have studied on the last class itself. And I gave the study portions also the same. So today also just we will remind about the contents of partnership deed. So in this contents of partnership deed, first one is name of the firm. So even if many partnerships are joined together and if they are undertaking their business activities, so the common name only have to mentioned. So on the basis of the common name only, so the organizations have to carry out their every efforts. Okay, so in which name so the business organization is going to conduct. So the name normally as the separate peculiar character maybe. Otherwise, any of the initial of all the partners are some of the names. Okay, in whichever names may be. So the name of the firm must be included in this partnership deed. Next, nature of proposed business. In what purpose the business organization is established? So what are the goods going to produce or what business going to conduct by the organizations and the nature of the business and what are the characteristics are there, what are the problems will occurs and everything, all the nature of the business have to included in the contents of the partnership deed. Third one, duration of partnership. The duration of the partnership business, whether it is to be run for a fixed period of time or whether it is to be dissolved after completing a particular venture. So normally the partnership organizations have been formed to complete some of the venture. So normally the constructing business, in this construction business the partnership organization or the partnership agreement will be made up. Okay, so within 1 year or 1 month or till the completed of the work the agreement will be continuous. Okay, otherwise normally so the continuously the business organizations will be undertaken by all the partners. Okay, so even though so the duration of partnership organizations, the time must be mentioned in the deed. Next, capital contributions. The capital is to be contributed by the partners already. So it must be remembered that capital contribution is not necessary to become a partner for one who contributes his organizing power, business acumen, management skill, etc. instead of capital. So the capital contributions also have to mentioned in this deed. In what amount all the partners have to made, and the capital amount only should not bring any of the separate power, the organizing power or the business acumen power or the managerial skills. So except this everything, so the capital amount have to be arranged by all the members. It may be equally or on the basis of their capital capacity. Okay, so anyway the amount made by the capital contribution is mentioned in the partnership deed. Next, withdrawal from the firm. So the amount that can be withdrawn from the firm by each partner. So the every partner has the right to withdraw the money what they made when they are starting that organizations. Okay, that withdraw amount also have to mention in this partnership deed. Okay, otherwise all the basis of the skilled and the business acumen, every member partners also will come to misunderstanding if it is not mentioned in this agreement deed. Okay, after that the profit loss sharing. So in these organizations, sometimes the profit or loss will be arranged. Okay, but the ratio in which the profit or losses are to be shared is also mentioned in this partnership deed. Okay, if the profit is arranged, on which ratio they have to sharing their profit, and the same time, so the losses are raised, in which ratio they are going to share their losses also have to mention in this partnership deed. So the specified in the deed, all the partners must share the profits and bear the losses equally. Suppose if they are not mentioning in this deed about the profit or losses, they will share their profit or losses as equally. Normally in the partnership organizations, if they are arranged the equal capital amount, so on the basis of capital amount, equal capital amount, they will share their profit and loss as equally. Otherwise, if any of the persons before they started the organizations made the more capital, on the basis of more capital they can have the more chance to earning the profit, but the profit amount must be mentioned in this deed. If it is not mentioned, in future some of the problem will arise. Okay, so to solving this problem, so we must enter into the deed. Next, interest on capital. Whether any interest is to be allowed on capital, and if so, the rate of interest. Suppose if the interest rate is allowed, so the rate of interest also have to be mentioned. So normally the interest rate is allowed on the capital. Suppose how much of the capital amount we have arranged when we are established the organization, on the basis of the capital, on the capital amount. So every partners also has the right to get the interest. So when they are mentioned, so we must mention the rate of interest, in which ratio they are going to get the rate of interest. If the deed is silent on interest on capital, the rules for interest on capital in partnership act will take effect. Okay, so must be, so the rate of interest must be written in this partnership deed, otherwise some of the problem will come. Next, loan from partners. Whether loans can be accepted from the partners, and if so, the rate of interest payable thereon. Okay, some of the loan also can be able to get by the way of single individual partners. Okay, if it is in these organizations, so the many partners are there. Okay, on the basis of every partners will get some of the loans. So if there is any loan facilities accepted, the rate of interest also have to payable by the partners. If any of the partners have the chance, if they have need of taking the loan from these business organizations, they can take up, but on this amount, so the individual partner must be repay the rate of interest. Next, rate of interest on drawing. So whether any interest is to be allowed on drawing, the rate of interest is to be specified. So when they are draw the money, we must pay the rate of interest. So the draw the money from maybe the profit or normally remunerations of the organizations, whatever may be. So the rate of interest must be mentioned it. Next, account keeping. So the maintenance of accounts and audit has to keep by the partnership organizations. So in this partnership organizations, the maintenance of accounts and audit is not an compulsory. So it is optional only. But if the partnership want to maintain the accounts and audit, so every year, every financial year, they have to audit the account and must be maintaining the accounts. So what are the accounts and auditor name and all the details of the accounts and audit also have to mentioned in the contents of the partnership deed. Next, salary and commission to the partners. So amount of salary or commissions payable to partners for their services is mentioned in the deed. On the basis of the capital amount or on the basis of the skilled or some of the specified strategy and the providing the land amount, so they will get some of the salary. Otherwise, the fixed salary will be received by all the partners. Okay, and what amount the salary will be going to provide to all the partners, in which ratio the salary is going to paid to all other partners have to mention. This is specifically provided no partner entitled to any salary. Next, retirement. So the matters relating to retirement of a partner, the arrangement to be made for paying out the amount due to a retired or deceased partner must also be stated. So the age and the willingness to getting the retirement or the process of the retirement as to mentioned in this deed. And when they are going to retirement, if any amount going to payable to the partners and which ratio the amount is payable to the partners is also mentioned to the contents of partnership deed. Next, goodwill valuations. The method of valuing goodwill and the admission, death or retirement of a partner must be mentioned in this contents of partnership deed. So the value of goodwill means suppose the goodwill on the name of organizations, on the name of providing services, or on the name of the peculiar partners. So everything may be there. Okay. So the value, we must value the goodwill of the admission and the death or retirement. Everything will be mentioned in which method they can able to value the goodwill. This mentioned in this partnership deed. Next, distribution of responsibility. So the work that is entrusted to each partner is better stated in the deed itself, because on the basis of their skill and their adapting the working character, so some of the task will be allotted to the particular or every partnership, and what task is completed by which partner is mentioned in this contents of partnership deed. So the distribution of responsibility. So the what responsibility is must be completed by who is must be mentioned in this deed itself. Next, dissolution procedures. So normally the partnership organizations come to an end if the willingness of all the partners. Otherwise, if any prescribed venture is completed, so automatically is come to the dissolves. But in this some of the situations, if any of the partnership want to dissolve their organizations without any reasons, for that some of the procedures may be there. Okay, so that procedure also must be mentioned in this deed. So in which procedures the company is coming to dissolve. Okay, so the procedures of dissolutions also had to mentioned in this deed. Next, arbitration of disputes. So the arbitration in case of disputes among partners. The deed should provide the method for settling disputes or difference of opinions. This clause will avoid costly litigations. Some of the problem, if any one of the disputes are arranged, so some of the arbitrations also have to arranged by the partnership itself. That arbitrations, the way of arbitrations also have to mention in these contents of partnership deed. Next, rights of partners. So in these partnership organizations, so all the partners, each and every partners has some of the rights to do something. So what are the rights are there in these partnership organizations among the partners? So first right is right to take part in business. So every partner has the right to take part in the management of the business. Okay, so here no separate persons are holding the power to take part the business. So all the partners has the right to take part in their business. So what are the processes going on? So if they want to dealing with the other persons, they can take. Otherwise, if they want to purchasing any of the raw materials, they can do it. Okay, so every partners has the right to take part in their business without interrupt of other partners. Next, right to be consulted. So every partner has the right to be consulted in all the matters concerning the firm. If they want to taking any of the decisions, or if they want to bring some of the innovations, so they can arrange one of the meeting and they can consult with the other partners. Okay, even without having the differentiation of the capital amount or the skilled, so all the partners have the right to make the consulting with other partners. The decision of the majority will prevail in all the routine matters. If they want to conduct, if they want to take any of the matters which has the routine, so the decision of majority will prevail. Okay, if any of the persons, if any of the partners want to bring out the new idea to implementing to conducting the business, the majority partners consent is important. But where the matter is of fundamental importance, such as admission of new partner, change in the nature of business, etc., decision must be unanimous. But if the partners want to bring some of the inventions or innovating, or if they want to some of the change in their routine matters, some of the majority will enough. But if any of the partner want to make the admission of a new partner, change in the nature of business, the all partners consent is unanimous. Okay, so all the partners have to take the make the consent with their unanimously. Next, right of access to books, record and document. So every partner has the right of access to all records and books of accounts and to examine and copy them. So in these partnership organizations, what are the account books are maintaining? So the maintained all the accounts book has to access by all the members and they can examine everything, and if they need to get the copy they can do it, and if they want to take the copy and hold it themselves, it is possible also. Okay, so all the partners also has a right to access the book, account books or record and all the documents. Next, right to share profit. So every partner is entitled to share the profit in the agreed ratio. If no profit sharing ratio is specified in the deed, they must be shared equally. Okay, so without requirement, without the requisitions, so all the partners has the right to sharing their profit, and if any of the problem or misunderstanding is arised to sharing the profit, so they have some of the right to make the legal actions. And if it is not mentioned the ratio of sharing profit, so all the partners has to sharing their profit as equally. Next, rights to receive interest. A partner has the right to receive the interest on loans advanced by him to the firm at the agreed rate, and where no rate is stipulated, interest at 6% per annum is allowed. So the interest on made investment is received by the every partners. Okay, to receive the interest amount on their capital is acceptable by all the partners. Suppose if the rate of interest is not mentioned in this partnership deed, so they have to consider the 6% per annual. Okay, so the 6% of rate of interest have to receivable from these organizations. Next, right to be indemnified. So every partner has the right to be indemnified by the firm for all act as other partners in the ordinary course of the business. If any of the partners made some of the problems, and because of that if any of the loss is arranged, so all the other partners have the right to get the indemnify. Indemnify means, so when they have the right to claim the amount from the losses or any other problems. So he has the further right to receive back any amount spent by him on behalf of the firm. Suppose for example, by the way of any one individual persons, some of the loss is arranged, so the amount of loss or the sharing of loss have to claimed by any of the single partners. So only thing is he must have acted prudently. Suppose if any of the loss is arranged without knowing, so it is not shared by the all members. But voluntarily or purposely, if any of the partners made some of the problem, so the separate or the particular partners only have to take the more responsibility, and other partners also can leave from that problem. Next, right to use partnership property for the business. So every partner has the right to use partnership property for the purpose of the partnership. If they want to undertaking some of the business activities, they can use the partnership property. For example, in these partnership organizations, one of the car is used to conduct the business, so all the partners also has the right to use the property. Next, right to retire. So every partner has a right to retire as per the terms of the deed or with the consent of the other partners. Okay, so there is no limitations to get the retirement from their work. So on the basis of or on the terms of the deed or with the consent of the other partners, every partner has the right to get the retirement from their business. So in case of partnership at will, he can retire at any time by giving prior notice to the other partners. If voluntarily, if any of the persons want to relieve from the business organizations, by giving prior notice, he can easily leave from that organizations. Next, right to continue. Every partner has the right to continue in the firm. When some of the partners want to bring the organization come to an end, and the one partners only want to continue these organizations, he has the right to continue without the other partners. He cannot be expelled except in accordance with the partnership deed. Okay, suppose if there is not mentioned in the partnership deed about the dissolvency or about the continuity of the partnership organization, so any single partners can have the right to continue the business organizations. Okay, so the 9th type of the rights is used by the all partners. First one is right to take part in business. They can rights to take part all the business activity. Next, right to be consulted. He can make the consulting with all other partners. Next, right to access the books, record and document. Okay, even he has the rights to make the copy. Next, right to share profit. Okay, so he has the right to sharing the profit amount. Next, right to receiving the interest on the capital amount. So every partner has the right to receive the interest. Next, right to be indemnified. Indemnified means so claims. So the right to claiming from the losses arising in the business organization. Next, right to use the partnership property. Okay, if they want to conduct the undertaking some of the business activities, all the partners also has the right to use the property. Next, right to retire. Okay, without or with the consent of other partners, whenever he want to retire, he can retire. Next, right to continue. Okay, even all the partners want to dissolving the organizations, and at the same time only a single persons want to continue the organization, he can easily continue. Okay students, today is enough I think. So in this right of partners and the contents of partnership deed, if you have any doubt, please ask me.